Hey, welcome back. This is possibly the final episode of my street skating escapade, at least for a little while now, until I move on to something else street related. So this is going to be those final little things I tried, things like Slappys and some ollies on the curbs and things like that. And then a bit of a geeky analysis of what it did to my board, because that kind of skating did do a lot more damage to my board than I remember ever having experienced before. So some of you may find that a bit boring, long, overly explained, but you know, it's all there for a bit of a reminder to me in the future. And if you enjoy it too, that's all cool. If you don't, fair enough. But anyway, let's check it out and see what happened. Which I don't have, and I don't really have the confidence for today. Maybe some other flat groundy thing with these Slappys. If I just get my back truck on it and kind of pivot round, slapping the back truck, I can just about get them. If I try and go both trucks down, that's when it locks up, so there's just not enough slide. So after my little adventure into street skating and really sessioning that curb, I just thought I'd give you a bit of an update on how it went and what it has done to my board. So if you've been following my videos, you'll see the previous one where I set up that board and applied some Everslick to the nose so that I could do some nose slides. So I'd really set up that board for the purpose. And I really have to say that curb, is insane. The curbs around here, they're made of granite, and it's just such a hard material, and obviously it's hard wearing because it's a great curb material. A lot of the curbs around this area are hundreds of years old, and they're all made of granite, and they're still perfectly good condition. So that curb that I was skating was actually a new car park with new granite curbs. They are so hard, but there's a rougher surface to them. So I lacquered and waxed the curb to allow me to slide, and once you've lacquered and waxed it, they slide really well, but they also really do take a toll on your board. So I'm going to show you the nose and show you the results of my nose slides, but I was also trying slappy grinds as well, and it really destroys the trucks badly, like really badly. There were like V-shaped grooves, like literally a V-shaped groove cut into the truck hanger because I was riding at the corner of the curb. The curbs are actually a sharp cornered edge. They're not rounded like a lot of parking curbs, so that they're a right angle sharp edge, and I was riding at them at an angle, and they cut like a V notch into my trucks as I was riding into them. So a lot of people talk about conditioning a curb by doing slappies on them. There is no way that I'm going to be able to condition these granite curbs. They are so hard. The granite is one of the hardest materials on earth, I think. And so it's not conditioning the curb, it's just destroying my trucks. So I'm going to show you my trucks as well, but so I'll show you the nose and the trucks, and it's kind of a good summation of the curb session that I've been having, and just showing you what it's done to my board. So there is no doubt that street skating destroys boards, and I'm sure you all know if you all skate street that you get through boards a lot quicker. I only really skate transition these days. I stopped skating street 20 something years ago really, so my boards last a long time, and my current rider's like 2 years old. But riding this one on street is destroying it, and so let's take a look and see what it's done. So here you go, that's the nose, and as you can see, I was mostly nose sliding quite high up, and so the slick that I put on here, I kind of made a fatal mistake, and somebody did mention in my comments when I was applying this that the slick I was pretty much putting it all here when really it needed to be up here. So what was up here probably came across here. That's all worn away now, and it's actually quite a smooth transition between the wood and the slick. But the slick did really help, and there's this big notch out the side here, and that is literally where my heel, where all my body weight is on my heel as I do the slide. So when I slide, I'm obviously leaning back so that I'm sliding along, and that's kind of the rocker point across here of where I'm leaning. So this is worn, but it's not where my body weight is, and that's even why you get that bit tailing up there. So it tails up there and flattens off here. There's not a lot of body weight on this part. It's all happening over here because my heel is got all the weight on it. It began to wear down this quite a notch there really. As you hit the curb, you begin to slide in that direction, but also you hit up against the truck on the curb. So as you can see here, it's really worn a massive curve in the base plate of my truck. These are independent 169s, and they come with old school mounting holes and new school. So these are the old school mounting holes, and it's pretty much worn that one away. The base plates are usually completely square if you know independent trucks, and I'm literally grinding away the trucks there into an arc, and you can see where it's wearing it. It's created a lip where it's beginning to sort of reshape. So it's really doing a number on the base plate there. Sliding on that metal was probably kind of helping to a certain extent with the nose slides, because it's something to slide against. You know, the main parts really is that edge that's getting worn away and the truck there. But yeah, the nose slides were good, as you see from the video. I was sliding really well, so quite enjoying that. And also another point of wear is actually on my wheels. So when you hit the curb, this wheel hits the face of the curb, the vertical face of the curb, and kind of pivots the board round as you go. And I'll show you a piece of slow-mo video so that you can see, but you know, you ride towards the curb at a 45-degree angle, and as you go up onto your nose, this wheel hits, and it's actually worn flat spots in my wheel. And you can see that one there, I think, just about. Can you see that flat edge? Maybe. So that's where the wheel hits the curb, and the wheel is going to slide a bit as you start to slide on the board. So there are various points on the wheel, and that's the most prominent. There's another one here. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, you can see it's lighter color in the camera, but there are flat spots on that wheel. There's another one there and there. So there you go. That's 1, 2, 3. So these are the points where I mostly keep hitting the wheel and sliding. There are only flat spots off that edge there. So when I'm riding, the wheels don't sound like a diesel tractor. They still sound smooth, but you can see as I spin them, they look kind of egg-shaped or misaligned. So there's that as well. You know, your wheels will wear on a curb that's as hard as granite. Will slide pretty well anyway. These are actually 95A Pal Peralta rat bones, which are really old school wheels. They're about 30 years old, but they're a great compound. They're soft enough to ride on hard ground, but also hard enough to slide. So I like these wheels. That's the nose slide part of things. I just want to show you what damage it's done to the hangers of the truck. So hopefully you can see these massive, great big gouges, and this is sharp, really sharp, where the metal has been gouged out. And you know, that's the front truck. You can see these huge, great big V shapes where I've been hitting the curb, the sharp edge of the curb, and it's just been taking these massive, great big chunks out. So that's the front truck where I've been trying to do Slappys and get onto them. And the back truck's, you know, just as bad here. This is so sharp. Like, you got bits coming off on my fingers here, but it's so sharp, it's ridiculous. So that's just what those granite curbs are doing to my trucks. So a bit of street skating has probably taken what would normally be about a year's worth of wear out of my trucks if I was just skating transition. Street skating curbs and Slappys and that, if they're not lovely painted curbs like you get in the USA, we just don't have them here in the UK. So our curbs are rough and concrete, and it takes some serious work to condition them when they're a concrete curb. But unlucky for me, my curbs are all granite around here, so there's no way I'm going to condition them. I'd probably have to get a grinder on it, like an angle grinder, and try and take the edge off, which I'm not going to go and do. So as ever, thanks for watching. I hope you found that slightly entertaining. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure I'll get some flack for it being slow and boring, but you know, like I said, it's there for me as much as anyone else, and I'm documenting my skate life. So, you know, watch along if you want, and if you don't like it, then sorry. Anyway, yeah, I'll catch you again soon with some perhaps slightly different content. Thanks for watching.